Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
Today, man, we finna shift over into the code language conversation. So the code language conversation, we talking about the wholeness of life. I think that is very important because we in a time where there's just a lot of different types of people, and more so than ever, we've become close to being like kind of a godless society, so to speak, meaning like the attendance in the church is down or whatever across the whole country and stuff like that. And so what that means is you have a lot of different subcategories of things going on. You got the spiritual folks, you got, the woke people, you got, people venturing off into more different religions than the ones they was raised in. You got all of that, right? So life has a lot of different ways to offer us all perspective. That's all I'm saying. This ain't about to be a religious conversation, but it has a lot of different ways to offer us all perspective. But I think what's important is to have a certain level of understanding of like the fact that no matter what path you go, no matter what you choose to be important to you, or what you choose to give and devote a lot of your energy and time towards with the time that you have in life, you're still going to have a full experience here. There's no way around having a full experience here. And what I mean by the wholeness of life is that no matter what paths you take, no matter what areas you excel in and what areas you struggle and fail in or never become successful in, you're still going to have an overarching set of experiences that we all have in common. All of us will experience wins. All of us will experience losses. The scales just look different, or the idea or the concept looks different in each one of our worlds, but we all will experience wins and losses. All of us will experience ups, downs, highs, lows, and everything in between. Mediocrity, being mundane. All of us will experience procrastination. All of us will experience inspiration, motivation. These are things that are a part of the human experience and the wholeness of life, So I just think that this code language is important because sometimes we get into spaces where we're growing and we're trying to become better versions of ourselves, or better people in totality, or better at a specific craft, or learn how to make more money. All these different things. We focus on those things and we feel like, the scale is leaning in a certain direction when it's never going to lean too far in one direction or the other. You can master making a grip of money. You're still going to have problems. You can master your health, but you still have to experience losing others. You can, like life, it's all encompassing. And so our job is to learn how to feel and continue. Our job is to learn how to understand the inevitable and not fight against the experience that is also a part of life just because it's inconvenient, or because it doesn't feel good to think about, or it doesn't feel good to go through. Like, I understand there's people who are pessimists and there are people who are optimists. Both are unrealistic. To be 100% positive all the time is just as impossible as it is to be 100% negative all the time, because duality exists, and no matter what path you take, there's always going to be pros and cons. So when the pros are proing, the euphoria is inexplicable. It's what we do it for, right? It's why we went on that vacation. It's why we did that scuba dive, or it's why we did that bungee jump. It's why that euphoria, that high, that, that feeling that you get when the pros of life are kicking in, is unmatched. But on the other side, when the cons are conning, the lows are deep as well. And that's why, like, for men, it's important to practice stoicism, because we have a job. We have to be leaders. We have to be strong, even when everybody else is weak. There has to be the even if the king is weak on the inside, he must present. So these are things that can allow us to be that way. These thought processes that I'm sharing with y'all, I'm just letting the stream of consciousness flow. These thought processes that I'm sharing with y'all, this is what can allow you to get into a space where you can practice stoicism as a man. And as far as women, these thought processes can get you to a space where you emotionally regulate better and you truly do become an emotionally intelligent woman, which would help a lot of our Western women who have admittedly by themselves and by us men become a bit harder than the women of yesteryear. And a lot of them also have admitted they would like to be softer. Some of these thought processes and embracing the totality of what all comes with life, it gets us to a place where we could be a bit more balanced and it allows you to regulate. So I feel like this conversation was important. What prompted this conversation is because I actually lost my dog that I had for 11 years on this past Saturday, which is why I hadn't been live streaming with you guys. I had to get my strength back. Toughest thing I ever had to do. But compartmentalization and some of the codes that I share with y'all and stoicism and practicing stoicism, understanding meditation and breathing techniques is why I've been able to come on this stream and get through it with you guys without being like a wreck. Yesterday, I wanted to go live for y'all, but it would have been impossible. I'm just being honest. But by sticking to the codes and practicing the same stuff I preach to y'all, I'm able to sit here and at least be able to speak for this long and get through the live with y'all. But yeah, so I think the wholeness of life and understanding what it is and what all it encompasses, though when tough times hit, the pain is still going to hurt. The understanding of it all can get us back to being centered and help us to continue on like we need to. So we're going to move into the chat Q&A. That's all I got for the code language, y'all.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Harden my heart and now harden the flow. They don't